Hey there guys, it's Tim, coming to you from the car today. I had just a little bit of time before I run into work here, and so I wanted to share this message with you today about your standards and how they can be the biggest obstacle to your success in anything you go after in life. Now, let me explain a little bit what I mean by this. I've often described myself as a perfectionist over the years, to a fault for sure, because I would set an impossible standard for myself based on no knowledge of the situation or what was really plausible or even desirable for the outcome of a situation. And then when I didn't hit that very high standard for myself, I would beat myself up for it and call myself a failure. And I know there's a lot of you out there that can resonate with this message. I've worked with a lot of people who start up with a new workout program. They start up with a new program like T25 or P90X, and say you take something like P90X where it's a 90-day program, and if you look at the calendar, it's 6 days a week, for the entire 90 days, and you gotta basically hit it every day. You get one rest day a week. And if you're a perfectionist, if you're of this mindset that you have to do it perfectly, otherwise it's no good, it's not gonna work, then if you have one day where you get off, maybe you got sick and you have to miss a day or two, or you had a 14, 16-hour work day and you just didn't find the time to fit in that workout that day, then suddenly you call yourself a failure because you missed that one day. And you could have been going perfectly for a whole month already, and that one day will throw your entire results off, your entire emotional results in particular, because you'll be connecting more to that one day that you missed rather than the 30 days you did perfectly, okay? And this is where I'm saying that your standards can actually be your biggest obstacle, because we set these unrealistic expectations for ourselves sometimes, and those things can get in our way because we focus much more on what we didn't do right than what we did do right. We give more emphasis to that. And I think that's natural for a lot of people, especially if you set high standards for yourself. But you can see, when you see that example, how that can actually wind up hindering you more than anything. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't set high standards for yourself. You shouldn't strive for the best possible results that you can get. But at the same time, you need to be realistic, and you also need to give yourself credit and give yourself a break when you do fall off the wagon. When that sort of thing happens, say you get your 30 days and you miss the one day. Imagine that it was your best friend or somebody you were coaching that happened to, and you started to see them get really down on themselves and really start to beat themselves up. And meanwhile, you've been seeing all these great efforts they've been putting towards their goals. They've been showing up every day, even when they're tired. They've been doing the workouts. They've been following their nutrition. They've been making all of these strides and improvements. And then this one day, it looks like they're going to completely derail them. Now, if you saw your friend in that scenario, would you go and berate them along with them and say, yeah, you are a failure, you should have done much better, you suck? Or would you be super supportive of them? You would be like, you know what, man? I have seen you for the last 30 days really pushing this thing. I've seen you making some great strides. You're starting to look better. You're starting to feel better. It seems like you're in a better mood in general. So I think there's a lot more emphasis to be put in that than in this one day that you missed. So what if the program takes an extra day or an extra few days? As long as you keep committed to it, and as long as you keep getting back up when you stumble, that's what the really important thing is. You would want to be their encourager. So start looking at yourself as this. Start looking at yourself as your own best friend, because we get the idea that if we're harsh enough with ourselves, that'll make us be perfect. If we set the standard and then we don't allow ourselves to compromise, and if we do compromise and we beat ourselves up for it, we think in some way that's pushing us forward, but ultimately that's actually just holding us back more than anything. Okay? We have to learn to be supportive of ourselves when we stumble. It's not about the fact that you stumble. It's about how you get back up. It's about how you keep going, how you get back in the game. That's what's more important as to what your long-term goals and results are going to be. And you need to be able to treat yourself that way in a kind manner when you fall off the wagon, to be like, all right, you know what? Yesterday didn't go the way that I wanted, but that's all right. Tomorrow's a completely new day. I can start over. I can hit the reset button, and I can make tomorrow the kind of day that I want it to be. That's the key to your long-term success, okay? And that's the key to not allowing your high standards and your high expectations to get in the way of your true progress and your true success. So that's my message for you guys today. I hope that resonated with you. If you have comments or questions, please put them in the comment section below. And I mentioned this in last week's video, but I want to let you guys know, if you are following a Beachbody program, I run a free accountability group on Facebook. It's called Beachbody Warriors. You can do a search online to find it, or I will put a link to it in the description box below. You're welcome to request access. We take all comers from all different types of programs. It's a great place to get support and to connect with other people who are working on their goals and striving to be a little bit better each day, just like yourself. All right, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and shoot me a request right there, and make sure you check your inbox on Facebook, because I am going to reach out to you. I don't allow everybody into this group. I want to make sure that you're going to be someone who's ready to contribute to the dynamic, and that you're doing an actual Beachbody program right now. So make sure that you check your other messages folder, because those tend to get missed a lot, because I will send you a message after you send out that request. So I hope you consider joining us, and one way or the other, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.